Here we go, week 6. We're just about done with word problems with addition and subtraction. We'll come back to word problems a lot throughout this year, guys, but look at this hard work that we've been doing. I mean, we are on our day 5, lesson 18, one video today, one page to do, and I'm going to have you guys make sure before you start today, I'm going to go over the things that I want you guys to bring in for me to check, because I want to see you do some of these independently. I like that you've been following along, but I like in class, I kind of have you guys do some of them on your own, and I kind of look over your shoulder and see how you're doing. I don't get that when I make these videos. So the very end, let's show you right now the ones that you need to do. So you need to, on page 14, if you remember from yesterday, finish that question. So that's a half a question you got to do. We ran really long on time yesterday because these are such giant numbers. You got to finish adding those numbers up. And then you had your exit ticket to do. Okay, so those are ones that you have to do from previous lessons. And I want you guys to do this first one here, where there are 22,000 children. Okay, I want you to do that one. I'm picking that one because that's one of the easier ones of the 3. Okay, we're only going to do 2 videos, and I will try to go super fast today, guys, because I know it was up to 17 minutes, and you paused me a couple times, so I'm sure you were up to, pretty long on your video. So let's see if we can get these 2 questions done. Lickety-split. Number A, which is funny, number A, is 4,676. Number B is 10,043 greater than A. Number C is 2,610 less than B. What is the total value of the numbers A, B, and C? Pause me, set up a tape diagram, don't solve it. Okay, so hopefully you've unpaused me. Number A is 4,676. That's our known. We know how much A is. B is a lot bigger. Make it really large here. Woo! Like, Mr. B, that's really big. Well, it is. This is only 4,000, and this one's 10,000 greater. 10,043 greater. So there's our first variable. That's why I like type diagrams, guys. You can see that, boom, all I got to do is add those numbers up. Okay? Now we go to number C. Is 2,610 less, which I believe, boys and girls, it will still be bigger than A. And that will be our second variable. And then, of course, they want to know what is the total value of numbers A, B, and C. So that would be our total. Let's just keep this. Let's put an X for our variable since we have A, B's, and C's already. All right, so let's do our first step, which is going to take this number here and this number here to figure out B. Which, come on, mystery, let's just make these B's. Make it B, make it C. There we go. 10,043 plus 4,676. 6 and 3 is 9. 7 and 4 is an 11. 6 and 1 is 7. 14. 14,719. That's my B. Now let's go and figure out C. Oops, I forgot to fill in I'm going too fast here, guys. I forgot to fill in this number here. This was 2,610. So now I gotta fill in this number. And this is why I like tape diagrams. This is literally just tells us, okay, subtract these numbers. 14,719. Hopefully you are falling in love with tape diagrams. Ooh, like this one. Look at this, kids. No regrouping. That's very rare we get one of them. Look at that. Like a 4-leaf clover. 12,109. So now I'm left with all 3 of those numbers. 4,676 plus 14,719 plus 12,109. And remember, let's chunk. Don't try to do all of that at once. Don't try to bite that 6-inch sub in one bite. You're going to choke on it. Don't do it. So let's go ahead and add those two. We'll do them together. 14,719 plus 4,676. 9 and 6 is 15. Carry my 1. 7, 8, 9. 6 and 6 is 12, so 6 and 7 is 13. 4 and 4 is 8, plus 1 more is 9. 19,395. And let's finish my step. I'm going to add in 12,109. So I'm going to go up here. 19,395 plus 12,109. So we have 9 plus 5 is 14. 9, 0, and 1 is 10. 3, 4, 5. 9, 10, 11. Giving me my grand total of 31,504. Okay? All right, so let's go down to our last question, and I really like this question because you're going to see this quite a bit. We haven't seen one that's like this in a while. I like to call this a hybrid question. You have 3 different types of tape diagrams. You have the basic one, you have the comparing one, and then if you remember, we did something called the missing link. So we're going to do a comparing one off to the side. It'll be a really small comparing one. And then we're going to do our missing link. So this is what I like to call like a hybrid tape diagram. So we're not going to do one big tape diagram. We're going to do 2 separate ones because it's kind of 2 different word problems. So the store sold a total of 21,650 balls. We'll come back to this. We'll come back to that. It sold 11,795 baseballs. So we know baseballs. It sold 4,150 fewer basketballs than baseballs. So there's my comparing. I've got to figure out my first step before, wait a second, footballs? I can't figure that out yet, Mr. B. Just settle down. All you got to do is figure this part out first. So this is where I'm going to do a little break in the action. I'm going to do comparing. And then over here, I'm going to do the missing link. So I'm not going to worry about this total. They'll come in when we do our missing link. I'm going to need this one for baseballs. I'm going to put the word base. Now as the year gets going, you can probably just do this comparing one off to the side and then do our missing link one. So let's go ahead and add baseballs. Have baseballs be 11,795. And then basketballs sold 4,150 fewer. Okay? So this is why I'm doing 2 separate tape diagrams, because we have baseballs. We don't have footballs yet. We do have the total number of balls, but we don't have basketball. So notice, we're going to have 3 pieces of the puzzle. We're going to have at the bottom, when we do this, we're going to have baseball, basketball, and football. Well, we know baseball. Good. We got to figure out basketball. That's what we're doing right here. And then we'll use the missing link to solve for football. Okay? So let's go ahead, figure out basketball. This is probably one of my favorite types of tape diagrams. You will see this one on lots of BellWorks and quizzes. Ooh, how nice of them. Not a lot of regrouping. 5, 4, 6. 11 minus 4 is 7. So that gives me, and I'm going to label that so I know, basketballs. All right, that's not my answer, but I'm going to need that number now for my missing link. Okay, so your missing link, if you remember, for missing link, we need to have the total. We do have the total. At this store, must be a sporting goods store because they're selling a lot of different types of balls here. 21,650. There's my total amount of balls. Now I have my 3 parts. You remember in class we did this with people making money. Someone had 1 part, the person had a 2nd part, and then we'd have to find the unknown. So what we're going to do is we're going to write down baseballs first. There's a good amount of baseballs, probably close to half, by the way. There's my baseballs. I'll just put base down here. Then we know basketball. Basketball was 7,645. And where did we find that out? We did it on this tape diagram over here. And we're going to put bask. And then we'll put an F here for football. So here's our missing link. And if you remember in class, it's like going to the doctor. If you're allowed to get just one shot, just get it done once. Yes, I know you could subtract from this twice, but don't do it. Let's add these two together. Let's find out how many baseballs and basketballs we have, and then let's take it from our total, and that will give us football. Okay, so just like in class, obviously numbers are much larger. So we're going to add basketballs and baseballs up together. I'm going to run out of room here. I'm going to go up to the top. 11,795. That's baseballs. And basketballs is 7,645. 5 and 5 is 10. 9 and 1 is 10, plus 4 is 14. I like to make doubles, so let's go. 6 and 1 is 7. 7 and 7 is 14. 7, 8, 9. Okay, that's not my answer, but now that's going to help me. So if this was just a simple tape diagram, if this was one big solid tape, right? Put my pencil. If that was one big solid tape, you would go, okay, Mr. B, now I just subtract these two to figure out how many footballs I need. And that's what we're going to do next, okay? So again, let's just go back before we give our answer. This is a different one because you had to compare. Notice in the future, we could just probably do this off to the side, and then we'll put it into our missing link. So this is, how many steps? Count it. 1, 2, 3. This is 3 steps to get to this answer. So let's take our total amount of balls, 21,650, and let's subtract 19,440. What we're subtracting right now is the amount of baseballs and basketballs. 0 minus 0, that's easy. That's 0. That's 1. That's 2. I know this in my head. It's going to give you 2, but if you need to regroup it, guess what? Still gives you 2. There's our total amount of footballs. Okay, so that's our missing link, but we had to also do a comparing one because they were comparing fewer basketballs than baseballs. All right, so we're going to continue, boys and girls, into word problems, but we're pretty much getting close done to our first module. I'm super proud of you guys. So let's review your things that you need to do by yourself. You're going to have page 16. You have exit ticket, all page 15, and then if you go back, page 14, you got to finish this half of this question, figure out how much those two were, and then add up to get your total, and then you just got to figure out the total amount of omelets that you were being made. All right, guys, word problems rock. I hope you're falling in love with tape diagrams as much as I love them. Bye.